Have you ever imagined what it would feel like to be a rock and roll icon? The screaming fans, the #1 hits. Well, for many of us, a daydream is about as close as we're ever going to get. Unless, of course, you're like these musicians in Eastern Kentucky, who found a way to tap into the experience in a unique way.
6 years ago, a friend of mine was going to have a Halloween party. He ran a haunted house in Harlan. It's a really cool haunted house, and he was going to close out the season with a big, a bunch of local bands playing. And he said, man, wouldn't it be cool if somebody would do a Kiss band?
Thus, Dressed to Kill was born in the mountains. They're regular guys with regular jobs, but put them through a couple of hours of makeup and wardrobe and give them a stage, and an incredible transformation takes place.
I've always been a big Batman fan my entire life. And one of the things that they always touch on in the comics is once he puts the mask on, he becomes a different person. And it's really the same thing. There's that transformation, but it's just natural.
It's definitely magic. I'll catch a glimpse of myself just in a reflection, I'll start cracking up on stage.
Everything the group wears is designed to replicate the actual band, from the custom jackets and chains, right down to the height of the platform shoes and heels.
This band almost forces you to be better because people come with an expectation.
Friday, the group performed at the annual Black Gold Festival in Hazard, in front of an audience of hundreds. Sitting in the crowd, there were moments I had to remind myself that I wasn't watching the real deal. It becomes clear to anyone paying attention that what the band does is more than simply cover songs. It's a presentation of true performance art, one they intend to ride for as long as the audience will allow it.
A lot of times people come to us after a show and they've never seen Kiss, so we are their Kiss show. And that when somebody comes up to me and says, hey, I've never got to see them, so this is the closest thing I've got, I love that. That's killer. Yeah.
Go big or go home. That's our motto. We go as big as we can and we ride the ride out until it stops.
Imitation is sometimes said to be the sincerest form of flattery. But after Friday's performance, I have to disagree with that sentiment. Imitation is just another way for folks to express themselves, in ways that channel their dreams and talent for others to see. And if we're lucky, that translates into one heck of a show. In Perry County, Eric Eckstrom, WYMT Mountain News.
Oh, the spirit of Eastern Kentucky music is wonderful. Some of it is sad, but it isn't really sad. It just tells you a story about what's happening and going on and people's lives, and all Appalachian music is like that.
The goal of this is to keep the old-time community and tradition really vibrant here in Eastern Kentucky in the mountains where this music is from.
It's really great just to know that you're helping carry on a tradition that's been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. Especially, I'm from the region, and so it's a really great feeling to know that I'm doing something that was homegrown and always been done here.
There's an energy to it that I don't find in a lot of other music, and a sense of community and a sense that you're being a part of something that has been going on for much longer than you've been here, and it's just rooted in the soil somehow to me. It's just part of the land.
In Letcher County, Eric Eckstrom, WYMT Mountain News. Coach, noun, an athletic instructor.
He had a whistle that he would blow as we ran up and down the court. When he blew it, it was time to turn around and go back, up and down, and back. And that was tough. We call it the dreaded whistle.
Verb, to train and to teach.
As a young child, I had a very high temper. Mr. Williams decided he was going to change my attitude. Don't be overbearing on people, and show more love to people instead of being anger.
Decade after decade, story after story, the legacy of Johnny Williams is more than stats or trophies. It is a bond between a coach and his athletes that Williams describes as akin to family.
One year I had 5 of my starters didn't have a mom or a dad. And I did have to do a lot of things that most coaches don't have to do. But I had to make sure they got good meals, you see.
Looking out for his players was just part of who he was. Thus, when concerning health issues recently entered his life, players came together at a place they once shared meals with the coach to show their support, reminisce, and to honor that bond.
I'm glad that they're doing this while he's still able to enjoy it. You know, after people do things after someone has passed away, and they don't really get to see and realize all the impact they had.
But if you came Saturday expecting pity or sorrow, there was none to be found. Williams says it's just another wonderful occasion, in line with the philosophy he continues to preach.
But I have good memories of all my players, and I always preach this to them. You have bad times and you have good times. You remember the good times and forget about the bad times. And I think most of them has.
Coach, verb, to prompt or urge someone with instructions. Johnny Williams may be off the court, but his coaching days have never stopped. In Martin County, Eric Eckstrom, WYMT, Mountain News. How do we measure the legacy of a life? For some, it's through acts of valor, others gestures of charity. But for one young boy in Salyersville, his legacy would derive from something quite unique.
We really didn't realize how many hundreds of thousands of people would respond to his simple little request.
That request came in 2012, when 9-year-old Dalton Dingus made national headlines by seeking to set a world record for most Christmas cards ever received. Folks around the world responded with more than 800,000 cards in the following months.
I mean, I didn't think we'd get that many. I just figured Magoffin County would send him one, not the whole world.
That's crazy. I mean, I never thought it'd go that far.
It's been more than a year since he lost his fight with cystic fibrosis, but family members say they are still receiving cards for Dalton to this day.
A lot of days we get 2 and 3, and maybe one day we don't get none, but we get so many just about every day.
Friday would have been Dalton's 11th birthday, and family and friends gathered at the cemetery to release balloons, which they say symbolize their hope to keep his memory alive.
It's just something that we want to do because we feel like we need to remember him, and we still want the world to remember.
9 years, by all accounts, is far too short a life, but that's all Dalton had. But with that 9, he inspired nearly 1 million, and that is a legacy worth remembering. In Magoffin County, Eric Eckstrom, WYMT Mountain News. All those who arrive, survive. It was painted on the First Federal Center Sunday, greeting folks to the inaugural gathering of ghouls and zombies. Your best zombie impression. Can you give me one? This Monster Mash kicks off AMC's new season of The Walking Dead, equipped with food, entertainment, and the best rotting flesh makeup can create. Think you're a hardcore zombie fan? Allow me to introduce the competition.
Well, zombies got it better than werewolves, vampires, because they don't have to, look pretty. Zombies are a hive mind, they travel, and they have one goal: devour.
I've been a fan for 20-some years of the zombie. Even the biggest saint in the world has a little twisted side to him.
A lot of zombies were created by on-site volunteer artists who used their paint and imagination to bring out folks' inner undead.
The hardest part is making the skin look like it's falling off or the blood caking up on them. But other than that, it's a breeze.
And with that sales pitch, it became my turn to undergo the full zombie transformation. Okay, so I guess the zombie transformation is complete. I've got the fake bullet hole to the head, some veins popping out of my neck, slightly paler complexion, and blood all over my face. I guess I'm ready to go to the party.